Hello and welcome back to Bridals We Sort Out YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through how to cut this mermaid skirt. To get this gorgeous, there are various approaches in getting it done. But in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to cut it using slash and spread method. With this method, it will be so easy for us to get the volume and the fullness of the flare. So let's get started. Right here, I have my pattern paper here, and the starting point will serve as our waistline. After this, the next thing we'll consider is our hip line. And for our pattern paper to accommodate all the measurements, we'll be making use of 5.5 as our hip line. All the measurements will actually be based on assumption. So like I said, for our hip line, we are using 5.5 inches. The next measurement we'll be considering is our nail point. So for this nail point, you shouldn't make it your exact nail length. Just come up with 2 or 3 inches from your nail length, your normal nail length. This is actually to give ease at the knee for easy movement, and also it has this fishy effect it has to the flare beauty. You see, if it comes up like 2 to 3 inches, there is this coffee fishy effect it will give. So right now we'll be making use of 11 inches. We are working on assumption now. We'll be making use of 11 inches as our nail length. Okay, so let's assume that your nail length is, say your nail length is 14 inches, or let's say 13. So we just remove 2 from it, or 3. So let's assume that our nail length is 14 inches. By the time you remove 3 from it, you have 11 inches as your nail point. So that's what we are marking out on our pattern paper. So now we have 11 inches as our nail point. So the next measurement we'll need now is our hem length. So for this one, okay, for mermaid styles like this, what I do is I add like 5 to 6 extra inches to my hem length. Okay, so let's assume you have 40 inches as your hem length, your normal hem length. You just add like 5 to 6, so you have 45 or 46 inches. Why I'm adding that extra to it is to have that flow effect. You see at the hem, you see that it's spread around the flow. So the addition is what will bring that extra flow effect to it. The next thing we'll be considering now is our round measurement. So like I said, I will be using 24 inches as my waistline. So 24 divided by 4. Yes, 24 divided by 4 will have 6. So we'll be marking 6, then add extra 1 inch to it. On our hip, I'll be using 34 inches. I actually wrote 36, but because of the pattern paper we have, because of the paper, I changed it to 30. So we'll be using 34. So 34 divided by 4 now is 8.5. 8.5 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So we'll come to our knee length. On our knee length, what we'll do is, from what you have on your hip, like now we have 8.5 inch. I will just deduct 1.5 inches from my hip measurement. This is to give a pencil effect to our mermaid skirt. The more you go in, the more fishy it becomes and the more beautiful you have it. So now have it in mind that as you are removing 1.5 from it, from your overall skirt measurement, that means you are removing 6 inches like that. 1.5 times 4, that's 6 inches. So like the whole measurement we had on our hip was 34. On the knee length now, you are having 28. So that's the overall measurement. The same thing you marked on your nail, that's what you will mark on your nail length. This is actually to just give it a fishy shape. So the more you go in, the more coffee it will become, and the more beautiful it comes out. So right now we'll be joining our marked point. So now we have our front block well drawn out. Let me just label the sewing allowance part and also cut it out. Now we have our front block ready. Let me just label it. So we'll proceed to our back block. So for our back block, we have the difference between the back block and the front block is at the back we have our zipper allowance, and also I will be making darts on our back block. For my dresses, I always like the effects of that on the back only. I don't include that to my front bodies in most of my dresses. So I prefer that the back carry the dart. It has this effect that it gives this beautiful effect it gives to clothes. So I limit my darts in most cases, though I limit my darts to the back block only. To get our accurate dart measurement, we use our gap. And remember, gap is nipple to nipple, so we make use of 7 inches as our gap. So 7 inches divided by 2 will make our dart measurement. That's 3.5. 3.5. I'll mark a 3.5 on it, and then come out by half inches on each side, and that is our dart. I'll mark it out so that we won't be confused. So that is it to our back block. The next thing we are going to do now is go back to our front block. I hope we've not forgotten that we are cutting out a mermaid skirt. Right now we have our normal skirt block, and so what we'll do now is come to our knee length, and then we are going to slash it into 2. In doing this, we are going to divide what we have there. We have 8 inches there. We are going to divide it by 2 and then make a connect. The same thing we are going to do at the M length. We are going to divide it into 2 and then make a connect of the 2 points. Now that we have it connected, I'll then pick my scissors and then slash it into 2. Now in cutting it, I'm cutting it from the M right there to the nail length, and then remember that this is our front block, is always unfold. So right now I'm not going to be cutting to the side. I'm not going to be slashing to the side of the center front. I'll just be slashing to the side. Reason being that front does not have joining. It's always cut unfold, and while we are cutting it at that upper part is for us to be able to spread it to get the volume of what we want. And then right now I'm going to be bringing up a fresh pattern paper so as to make the spread on it. You can see the way we have it. The essence of doing this actually is to gain enough volume for it. And mind you, while I was cutting it, you can see that it's not totally cut out. Yes, by the time you cut it out completely, you might not have it spread this way, or it might not be easy for you to do it like we have it done now. but the more you have it spread, the more volume you get. So now I'm trying to tape every part down so that it won't shift at the end of the day, and then we'll be able to have the volume we desire to have. I'm also taping the upper parts in order for us to have it not shift. So this is for our front skirt, the front part of our skirt. You will see the difference between the back and the front and the back by the time we cut the back. To the front, we only spread the side part of our block. Yes, we only spread the side. Right now I'm going to be making a connect from the point where we spread it to the end of the spread. Can you see the way I'm doing it? We'll be making a connect right there to the center part of it, and after we have joined everything together, can you see the wideness? Now we are going to make a cut. Now we have our front cutouts. Can you see the wideness? Can you see the spread? Can you see the beauty? Now we are moving to our back block. We are going to have what we did at the front done to the back also, but right now I'm going to make my measurements up to the zipper point. So I have 8 inches. What I will do now is mark the half, which is 4 inches, and then connect to the hem length, and then cut the same way I cut the front part. But to this part now, I'm going to make the slash to both sides, to the center side and to the side points. Remember, this is our black, and is not necessarily cut on fold. So to have the fullness, that full effect that is at the back, remember, it's not cut, it's cut together with the tail. So to have that effect, that same effect, we are cutting it to each side. So what I will do now is also pick a new pattern paper and then make a spread on it. In making this spread, I must make sure that the side of the front aligns with the side of the back. If not, you have one part longer than each other. So to reconcile this, I'm going to be placing my front on the back and then draw it up to where exactly I have the extension. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to place it on each other so that I will know where to tape it down to the newly introduced paper. So after I've done that, I'll just make the spread. With what I did now, there won't be a shift. Can you see what I did? So I tape it at each side and then have a good spread at the two sides. And remember that this mermaid skirt is with a long tail cut together. So now I must also factor in at the zipper side, the center side, where we have the zip, that there will be an extension. So in spreading that too, I must be considerate. If not, I won't have a good extension with that. So let me first tape this side, the side parts down before we come to the center part where the zipper is. Now to the zipper side, I'm going to also tape it down so that it will be easy for us to do the extension. And right now I have it taped down, and then I'm going to make my extension from the edge of the pattern right there down to the end of the newly introduced pattern paper. Can you see what I'm doing? And so after I've done this, the next thing I'm going to do is, okay, so I'm trying to measure what we have. From there, we'll make a connect from the end of the other side and then come down in a coffee way to the new extension. Can you see what I just did? Can you see what I just did? So you will make a coffee extension, a coffee connect from the newly introduced extension right there to the edge of our side slash. Do you get me? And then after we have done this, we are going to cut it out. So right now, guys, we have both our front panel and our back panel well cut out. Can you see what we have at the back now? Do you see the extension? And can you see how voluminous we have it now? Right now, I'm going to be placing them on each other for you to see what I did and to see the difference between the front and the back. Yes, so this is what we have. Can you see the alignment at each side? Okay, let me do it right so that you see it well. Okay, so we have the front on top of the back. Can you see the alignment at the side? And can you see the extension, the extra extension we have at our back? So this is actually all it takes to cut a mermaid skirt using slash and spread method, slash and spread approach. Can you see how beautiful we have it? So all you have to do is incorporate your normal measurements if you are cutting on a fabric, and trust me to have a beautiful ending like this. Guys, we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you got value watching this video, kindly like, share with your friends, make comments. Like I used to say, like feedback. Give me feedback on what you saw. And if you are here to subscribe to this channel, please wait no further. Subscribe and press on the notification bell so that each time I upload a new video, you get to be notified first. Now guys, see you in my next video. I really appreciate you all. Bye for now. Bye.